This is the most complete tutorial on keyframing. If you are a beginner, I guarantee after this video, you will perfectly get the hang of keyframing on every editing video app. I'm gonna answer to 4 questions. What is a keyframe? How to use keyframes? How to use keyframes in different video editing apps or programs? And at the end, I'm gonna show you amazing video effects that all have been done using keyframes. I'm going to teach you keyframe in the CapCut application, but this is not a CapCut tutorial. So you should know that technically what I'm showing you applies to all the video editing applications and programs. Also, at the end of this video, I will walk you through different video editing apps such as Kinemaster and VN Editor to show you how to use Kinemaster on different video editing apps. Before we move to the CapCut application, I'm gonna explain how to use keyframes simply in 4 steps. Number 1 is to add your first keyframe, and that is where your change is gonna start. Then number 2, take CTI and put it to the point 2. Number 3, add your second keyframe, which is when your change is gonna end. Number 4, make the change in property. What is property? Property is whatever you are going to change, like position, color, scale, even the volume of sound. Right now, I'm in the CapCut application, the desktop version. I have imported these 2 photos. I added them to the timeline. And what I'm gonna do is to make a simple position change using keyframes. By position change, I mean I want this car to move from point 1 here to the point 2 on the right side. To do so, let's simply follow the steps. First, I want to add my keyframe right when I want my change starts. Imagine I want my car to move at this time here. So I should first add my first keyframe, but which one of these I should use? Position, because I'm gonna make the change in position. And what you need to know about the CapCut desktop version and almost all the applications and editing programs is that each feature has a keyframe icon right next to it. For example, right now, if I want to make a change in position, I should use this keyframe button. See, I added a keyframe here. For example, if I want to make a change in the scale, I should use the keyframe button next to the scale feature, this one. And the same applies for other features like rotate, blend, even under the other tabs for masking. Again, here you can add keyframes for color adjustment, like if you want to make a change in the saturation, which we will talk about this later in this video, you would use this keyframe button. Okay, let's back. I explain this because normally the mobile or iPad version of the application is different. I mean, not all the features have a separated keyframe button. We will go through some of the applications, mobile versions, I mean, together at the end of this video, so I can make sure that you get the hang of everything for different apps. Where we are going to make change in position. First step, I will add my first keyframe. This point here in timeline and on the screen is the start point of my change, which is the car being at point 1. Then I will move forward by dragging the CTI, and imagine at this point I want my car to reach to the point 2. Step 3, I will add the second keyframe. Step 4, I should make the change for point 2, which is when my changes occurs and ends. I can do that by holding and dragging the car to the point 2, or I can use these parameters and change them. Perfect. Now I will drag the CTI, put it at the beginning of the video to show you the change. Perfect. See, this is the start point of my change where the car is still at the point 1, then it moves, and at the point 2 here it reaches the end, which is point 2. In this step, again, I'm gonna make a change in position using keyframes, but this time I'm gonna change the place of my text. So I added this footage to the timeline, then I will add a text layer, extend it to the end of the video, put it it Nely, adjust the font and size. By the way, if you are a beginner and you don't know how to work with the CapCut application, I have a complete and detailed tutorial on that. Click on the link above after this video and you can watch it. Okay, I added my text and I set font, color and everything I needed. Right now what I'm gonna do is to move this text, this word Nely, from point 1 to the point 2. This is the beginning of my change. I will add keyframe for the position section. Then I will move forward, add the second keyframe here and change the place of my word. Let's watch it from beginning. It starts to move from point 1 and then goes to the point 2, which is here on timeline and here on the screen. But as you see, this is so slow, so if I want to make it faster, simply I will click on the second keyframe, drag it and bring it forward a little bit again. It's better now. In this step, simply I'm gonna make a change in the scale, and by doing that, I wanna zoom in on the guitar. How? Let me show you. As I told you before, when you wanna make change in one feature, you should make sure to use the keyframe icon specifically for that feature. So far, we were making changes in position, that's why we use this keyframe, but this time, this change is all about scale, so I should use this part and this keyframe. So let's say she starts playing the guitar, and at this point I want my camera to start zooming. This is the start point of my change. Again, the same process to follow. Add keyframe, drag the CTI here. I want it to be very quick, so I just move forward just a few frames. Add the second keyframe, and by this toggle I will zoom in a little bit. Let's check the result. See how simply you zoom in. This is the technique many YouTubers use in their intros when they are talking about something important, so they zoom in on their faces simply by adding keyframes. Also, if you want to make your zoom in more smoother, just simply click on show keyframe animation here on this graphs button, select cubic in. In this step, which is the last part of this section, I'm gonna make a change, this time in color, by adding keyframes. Drag your CTI and put it where you want your change starts. Add your first keyframe, but which one of these keyframes? None of them. This time, as it is all about colors, you should first go to the adjustment tab, scroll down, and use one of these keyframes. I want my footages to go from a colorful footage to black and white. So I should simply move the saturation to 0. I will add my first keyframe, again move it forward, add the second keyframe, and now make the change. Let's review it together. See, this is the point 1 where my change starts, and little by little it is going from colorful to a black and white footage. Also, you can do the same techniques and make change to other parameters. The first application I'm going to show you how to work with keyframes in it is Kinemaster. As I told you, keyframe in the mobile version of applications is a bit different. Right now I have my background and I have this bird in a separated layer here. What I want to do is to move this bird from this side to the left hand side corner in the top. And unlike the desktop version that for each feature you have a keyframe button, right now we only have this keyframe button which we can use for all the features. It doesn't matter if you are making the change in scale, place, color, or whatever. So let's follow the step. I will click on this icon, add my first keyframe by clicking on this plus button, hold the CTI, move forward a few frames, again add my second keyframe. Now make the change, which is the place, position. Also I want to, okay, let's watch it together. So that's all about keyframe in Kinemaster. The place of button is here, and for every feature you can only use this button. The second application is VN Editor. Right now I have my background image. Also I have this bird image in a second layer. What I'm gonna do is, by adding keyframes, reveal this bird. So to add keyframe in VN Editor, you will click on the layer and here the icon pops up. You will click on it, add your first keyframe, and then in the mask, radial, okay. Then again, hold the CTI, move forward a few frames, add your second keyframe and make the change. I will go back to the mask, and this time, okay, let's check it together. Perfect. My purpose is to show you how to add keyframes in different applications, and I want you to know that the same rules apply for all the applications. Just need to know where the keyframe button is and how it works in different applications. Look at these shorts I made before. These are all cool video effects in which keyframing plays the main role. If you like to watch the full tutorial, the links are in the description.